All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Officer Tatum Show. Offset gets shot in the booty cheeks in Florida, which is crazy. The Memphis whole debacle with LeBron James, we found out what those hotels actually look like. We'll check that out. Jaden Ivey, I'm begging you, brother, please listen to me. Let me give you some advice before you lose your whole marriage over this stuff. All right? Mamdani is a clear racist. I'm going to prove that to you here in a second. And before we get to any of that, we have to talk about Donald J. Trump with his insanity. But I love it, though. All right. Welcome to the Officer Tatum Show.
I want everybody in this room to have that same spirit, that same identity carried in your life.
Make sure that you go through life and find your purpose.
And we don't do this just to get a pat on the back. We do it because we came here to win.
And it starts with you understanding that God has a purpose for you.
This is the time to be more bold than ever before.
We're all Americans at the end of the day, and we should love one another. We should be focused on what's right for our country. All right, welcome back. Shout out to all the members of the Tatum Squad program. You can become a rookie, an officer, SWAT team, or you can become a deputy chief. Shout out to my two deputy chiefs. Appreciate you, love you. We'll give you a bigger shout out in post-show clarity. But I want to start with this first thing. Like, y'all remember yesterday when I said Donald Trump, I don't know if what he said was like, I mean, he sound like he cussing and doing all this. I don't know if it's right or wrong. I don't know how I feel about it. I like it, but then I don't like it. But wait till you see what he said just last night. Or maybe he said this morning. Trump says, whole civilization will die tonight. That's the most gangster stuff I've ever heard in my life. And I don't know what this did to me, right? Last night I was kind of confused. Like, do I support that? Do I not? This did something to me, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I know some of y'all felt me on the last one, but like this did something to me. Like, I want our presidents to have this type of presence around the world. Like, why do we capitulate and sound weak? They're blocking the Strait of Hormuz. They're causing our gas prices to go up and out of control. They're doing what they call economic terrorism. If y'all want to keep playing, we'll finish it all tonight. Everybody, whole civilization, never to return again. I don't know about y'all, but I like it. You're entitled to not liking it. But I like it when Trump talk like that. I like when Trump is gangster. We got to be gangster on these fools around the world because they keep playing with us. And you know what happens? When you don't check a person, they keep playing with you, then they try you. That's why you got to set the tempo right up front. Your whole civilization will be gone. But I want to hear what everybody got to say about it. Let's go to the left. Now the Democrats, the leftists, a genocidal lunatic, they call him. Genocidal lunatic. It's funny because these same people wouldn't call Iran genocidal when they were killing their own people. Trump threats to wipe out Iran's civilization. Thus is true. But you see how they angling it. People are genuinely terrified and calling for Trump's removal after his post. A whole civilization will die tonight. You know what's funny is that when other countries say this about us, nobody cares. Death to America is what Iran has been calling against America for decades. Death to America, death to America. Well, come on. Come on and around and find out. Do you want that smoke? You keep saying death to America. You keep trying to build nuclear weapons. We'll clean your whole society out. Don't play with us, man. Quit playing. All right, let's go see what the right is saying real quick. Because I think that obviously you need to be balanced. So you know what your side is saying and know what the devil is saying. Okay? Trump says that Iran's whole civilization will die tonight if no deal reaches in the Strait of Hormuz. It's interesting how the conservative side of it, they're mentioning context in the title, right? He didn't just say whole civilization would die as if that's a standalone comment. If they don't reach the agreement, they have a choice. Do you want everybody to die or do you want to reach an agreement? Trump issues ultimatum as Iran rejects U.S. demands. That's more contextual. It's not that he's just a genocidal terrorist and he's just saying whatever he's got to say. Donald Trump is holding the fort down. He gave you an option, bruh. It's like society wants us to be like people raise their kids today. They want you to keep giving them an ultimatum. Little Johnny, can you please Johnny, please. I told you to clean your room, please. I know you said you're going to kill everybody in the family, but you know what? He's just emotional right now. Please, can you please? No, you do that, I'm going to tear you up. Do it. I'm going to get this belt. That's what that, it's like actual countries need Donald Trump to be their daddy. You do what I told you to do tonight, or I'm going to tear you up. That's the kind of daddy I grew up with. How many times did I disrespect my dad? 0. How many times did my dad tell me to do something and I didn't do it? Once. Because I got toe up and I said, I ain't never doing that again. Iran needs daddy home. Daddy needs to come and show up. But anyway, I want you guys to be informed and make sure that you're informed when you look at context, when you look at articles, and do your research. Ground.news offer that for you. Ground.news/Tatum. Link is in the description section. Make sure you break out of the echo chamber. Quit being one-sided, all right? I want y'all to be informed. That's why you follow me. You can subscribe right now, 40% off, unlimited access. All you got to do is click this QR code right here or go to the link, ground.news/Tatum. All right, let's get to Donald J. This is the Donald J statement and Fox News clip. Just give us 1 second. But Donald J. Trump's statement and Fox News clip, we're going to play that in a minute so you can kind of see what the perspective is. Like, I can see the woe in people. I can see it in them, right? When people get on the news and they start talking about, oh, Donald Trump said this. Like, I feel empowered when Donald Trump talked like this. Like, because we bad enough to back it up. I feel like the man, like, now, I'm probably too old now, and I probably got to get in a little more shape to do a rucksack for 15 miles. But let me just say it like this. Everybody talk that gangster stuff. Are you willing to put your life on the line for the country? And my answer is yes. If my country needed me to defend the freedoms of my kids and everybody else in this country, even these dumb idiots that don't deserve to be defended, I'll put the boots on and go defend. I'll do it in a heartbeat. But I think we got it covered. We have like 1 million soldiers right now, and I think we got it covered. But if they need your boy B. Tatum, I'll put them boots on and get that AR-15 and go to work. But let me do it on my own stuff, right? I'll fly over there, but let me do my own rules of engagement. That means if you pull a gun on me, I'm shooting you. Or if I think you're gonna shoot me, I'm shooting you. It ain't no fired and fired upon stuff. I don't want to hear none of that. Let me get over there, my rucksack, get my own equipment. Y'all just support me where it's needed, and let me just go to town. That's all I want to know. All right, let's get to the Fox News clip. Roll it.
Right now, the Iran terror regime has under 12 hours to reopen the Strait of Hormuz or get bombed to the Stone Age. Moments ago, President Trump doubling down, saying, quote, a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't
Bro,
want
hold
that
on
to
a second.
happen,
Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. Bro, Trump sound like he in a rap song. Trump sound like he doing a trap music. He said a whole civilization will die tonight. That sound like you put a beat behind that. And quit playing, because y'all like these rappers, they be saying the same thing Trump's saying. Y'all be listening to rappers in your car bumping the same thing Trump be saying. We're going to ride the night. We're going to do that. Y'all love it. And Trump said you want to get the wuss in you. Come on, Trump, man. Forget these people. Let them play tonight. I ain't going to lie. I know y'all think I'm crazy, but some of y'all just as crazy as me. I kind of want to see Trump do this. I ain't gonna lie. I want them to mess around and find out, and we do what we got to do, and then we take over everything. Then we ain't got to play with y'all. We ain't got to talk. We ain't got to talk about the Strait of Hormuz. We run the whole thing. Keep playing. We'll wipe your whole civilization. Y'all have to start over. All right, finish clip.
It probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change, where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. One of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran.
Let's bring in American Newsroom co-anchor Bill Hemmer joins us now.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Great coverage, right? Watching it by the minute.
You've been around a long time. You've seen many presidents and how they operate in times of conflict. The president put out this statement. The deadline is 8 p.m. Eastern time. Where do we go from here?
You know, it's 12 hours and 21 minutes, guys, really trying to read between the lines and watching the language back and forth. We're going to be watching it by the hour. I was speaking with a senior U.S. official very close to these talks, actually, a bit earlier today, maybe about 45 minutes ago. And the quote I got from this individual is that we are absolutely in touch with Iran, absolutely. It's been productive. If we get lucky, we will have something by the end of the day.
Now look at this. I want y'all to pay attention to this. I know I say a lot of stuff, and some of it is in jest, but I really do believe Trump is literally living out the book he wrote, The Art of the Deal. And sometimes people need a little fear in them to start acting right, because they have an ultimatum, and I'm gonna let JD get into it in a second. We have an ultimatum for them. If Trump is serious, do you want to take that chance? That's all it is. Like, sometimes you got to put your foot down and say, I'll take it there. Do you want me to take it there? Or do you want to cooperate? We're not playing with y'all no more. We're not going back and forth like Barack Obama did and saying, we're going to draw a red line, and they cross the red line and we don't do nothing. Trump is like, we can get busy if you want to get busy. That's just my whole mentality. I don't know. That's why when Trump said it resonate with me, because that's my mentality. Bro, I want peace. I want harmony. I want everybody to cooperate. But if you want to get busy, bro, we can get busy. That's all it is. I don't know where the men at. Where the men at? I know that I can put my life on it. That dudes in the military right now, special forces and all these guys that been training for, I don't know, a decade, flying these jets and bombing and doing all this training in the desert. I feel like a lot of them, maybe not all, but a lot of them feel the same way. Y'all want to play with us, we can get busy, bro. Just do what y'all supposed to do. Let's negotiate like men. If y'all don't want to negotiate, you're going to find out what we all about. We're going to put all this stuff to test. All these flying missions that we do, all this training routine, we're going to figure out what we really made of. And y'all don't want that. You don't want that. I'll say this, I'm going to move on, I promise. It's like when people talk trash and they soft. And you know they soft. You're like, bro, I just want to be cool. But if you want to take it there, I'll show you what it is. Okay. Go ahead, JD. Take it.
But we feel confident that we can get a response, whether it's positive or negative. We're going to get a response from the Iranians by 8 o'clock tonight. I hope they make the right response, because what we really want is we want a world where oil and gas is flowing freely, where people can afford to heat their homes and cool their homes, where people can afford to transport themselves to work. That's not going to happen if the Iranians are engaged in acts of economic terrorism. So they've got to know we've got tools in our toolkit that we so far haven't decided to use. The President of the United States can decide to use them, and he will decide to use them if the Iranians don't change their course of conduct.
It's like parenting, dude. Parenting 101. You do the right thing and you won't have no problems. That's why I tell my kids, man, look, if you just do the right thing, I'm not going to be in your ear. You tired of me nagging? Well, you do the right thing and I ain't nag. Daddy don't have to nag. I tell my little one, do you like nice daddy or you like mean daddy? You like nice daddy? Do what you're supposed to do. Do what I ask you to do. When I tell you, Bo, come here like I asked you to. And he look at me and I'm like, do you want nice daddy or do you want me to have to be mean? I don't want to be mean. I want to hug you and love you and pick you up and kiss your cheeks and do all this stuff. But if you don't do it, daddy got to act. Daddy got to get on your butt. So come on over here like I asked you to do. We ain't got to get in trouble. It worked for my kid. I think it worked for Iran. Come on with it. Come on, Trump. Roll it.
Years of this stuff is long enough. They're at the weakest point they've ever been. They have no Navy. They have no Air Force. They have no anti-aircraft weaponry. They have no radar. They have no communication. In fact, the biggest problem we have in our negotiation is that they can't communicate. I said to Steve, what are they saying? Sir, they can't communicate. They have no method of communication. So we're communicating like they used to communicate 2,000 years ago with children, bringing a note back and forth. They have no communication. But all I want to see is I want to have a safe world, and you're not going to have a safe world
if they keep cutting up. Here's another clip from Trump. Roll it.
Think of it. It's not just NATO. You know who else didn't help us? South Korea didn't help us. You know who else didn't help us? Australia didn't help us. You know who else didn't help us? Japan. We've got 50,000 soldiers in Japan to protect them from North Korea. We have 45,000 soldiers in South Korea to protect us from Kim Jong-un, who I get along with very well, as you know. Do you notice he said very nice things about me? He used to call Joe Biden a mentally retarded person, okay? So don't tell me about your stuff. Joe Biden, he said he's a mentally retarded person. He was so nasty to Joe Biden. It was terrible. But to me, he likes Trump. And do you notice how nice things are with North Korea? It's very nice. But we have 45,000 people, soldiers, in harm's way, and right next to Kim Jong-un with a lot of nuclear weapons. 45, which should have never happened if a certain president, I'm not going to mention this president because I happen to like him, believe it or not, but if a certain president did his job, Kim Jong-un would not have nuclear weapons right now. But they were all afraid to do their job properly. But just to conclude and just to finish, Japan didn't help us, Australia didn't help us, South Korea didn't help us, and then you get to NATO. NATO didn't help us.
And I think what Donald Trump doing is he's like, I don't know why other presidents can't hold this line and say, look, man, we don't owe you guys anything. Do you understand that we're using millions and billions of dollars of resources to protect you? Australia, what do y'all got without America protecting you? Nothing. They'll come take that whole island and y'all be under some other regime. We're protecting you guys. We need to take an action. You need to back us. You see, Saudi Arabia is backing us. The UAE is backing us. These Muslim nations are backing us because they know what it is, bro. They know they don't want to play with the United States of America. Let's cooperate or we're going to spank you. All right? Now, let's get to another thing. This is what makes me mad. This guy. What a traitor to the United States of America. And you don't have to agree with me. It's my opinion. This guy is such a wuss. Come on, give him the cat emoji. He's such a... There you go. I want to call him the real name of it, but he has risen. I'm still floating on the Sunday service message. I'm trying to do it right. But why is Tucker Carlson talking like this? And he's mad at Trump if somebody offends the Muslims. Why? He don't talk about the UAE agreeing with us. They said we're willing to do our part. That's what they're a Muslim nation. They are a theocracy. What are you saying? UAE is a theocracy. And they're willing to support us. But Tucker is mad when it comes to somebody talking about Muslims, but he don't care when you talk about Jews, does he? He don't care that the Muslims are killing Christians every single day. But if you say something to offend them, he can't fathom. These Iranians talk about killing Americans every single day. They've killed Americans. But if we offend them, he mad. Why is he mad over that? We know why he mad over that. Roll the clip.
Who do you think you are?
The
You're
president.
tweeting out the F word on Easter morning? You'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. So obviously you're mocking the religion of Iran.
So?
Okay. If you seek a religious war, that's a good idea. But by the way, no decent person mocks other people's religions. You may have a problem with the theology. Presumably you do if it's not your religion, and you can explain what that is. But to mock other people's faith is to mock the idea of faith itself. And we should never mock that, because at its core is the acknowledgement that we are not in charge of the universe. We did not build it. We won't be here at the end of it. We can destroy life. We cannot create it because we are not God.
Time out.
The message of...
You know what's crazy, y'all, is what Bible is he reading? I don't know what Bible he reads. This is the problem with modern Christianity. Y'all forget the Old Testament. We serve the same God. God didn't change. God did not change. When Jesus come back, what's going to happen? What was the commands that he gave King David? You look at the whole Old Testament of the Bible. God ordered certain people to do certain things, and it involved violence. But all of a sudden, God has just changed, and he's a pacifist. Oh, who are you to do anything? What? Ain't nobody in the Bible that God told it. All of his chosen people, all of Israel, all the wars, all the battles. You will go and conquer and recover all. These are things he told King David. You will go and recover all. This is what he told Phineas in Numbers 25. Phineas was blessed because they were doing inappropriate things in the temple, embarrassing God. And he sent the javelin through 2 people in the temple because they were out there sleeping and sucking and doing all this old crazy stuff in the temple. Phineas couldn't handle the disrespect against God. And he took action, and God blessed him. I'm not saying that God is telling us to go and hurt innocent people, but the sustainability of our people is more important than offending a religion that is of the devil. At least in the Christian perspective, these people are not right. These people are blaspheming Jesus Christ. These people want death to Christians and death to America. And we have to defend ourselves like King David and all of those other people did. But this fool don't care if the Muslims wipe out Israel. The Holy Land where our Lord and Savior was born, teached, preached, ascended from, and will descend to. When the Bible says Jesus is coming back, where is he coming back? He's not coming back to Arizona. He's coming back to Israel. Let him finish.
All faith at the biggest picture level is the message in our Bible, which is you are not God. And only if you think you are do you talk this way. But it's not just mockery of Islam. And no president should mock Islam. That's not your job. This is not a theocracy. We don't go to war with other theocracies to find out which theocracy is more effective. We are not a theocracy.
You see how he pivot? It's not about theocracy. He said, praise be Allah. You don't say nothing when people say Christ is king, when they try to mock Jews, do you? I'm not saying the word Christ is king is mocking Jews, but what I'm saying is some people use it to mock Jews, and you know they do. But you don't say nothing when it comes to that. But now you're worried about what Donald Trump is saying. This pacifist mentality from Tucker Carlson is bizarre to me. We should never go to war, according to him. We should never fight back. They say death to America. We need to let them just kill us. And then once they come and kill us, then what do? We just let it happen because we're not God, right? We're not God, so we just let them kill us. I think that's what he wants. Roll the clip.
And God willing, we never will be, because theocracies corrupt the religion. No, this is a mockery not just of Islam, it's a mockery of Christianity. To send out a tweet with the F word on Easter morning promising the murder of civilians and then saying praise be to Allah without explaining any.
Talking about it's not Easter in Iran when he tweeted that, just so you know. And they don't celebrate Easter. And your side can't celebrate Easter in Iran, can you? So quit bringing up Easter when you talk about Iran. They don't believe in it. So we're meeting them where they're at. Wrote a clip.
If you are mocking me and every other Christian because we're Christians. We can't support that. That is evil. That is an intentional desecration of beauty and truth, which is the definition of evil.
This man don't read his Bible at all. I don't know how y'all still follow this dude. He don't read his Bible at all. What are you saying? What did Jesus say? Every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess is what our Bible say. That means they're going to bow to Jesus Christ, not Muhammad. Is that a mockery of other faith? What did he say? There's only one way to the Father. One way. Through Christ Jesus. You can call that a mockery. They said it's Muhammad. What are you saying? Jesus didn't get around and be we don't talk about other religions. If you love me, you'll keep my commandments. There's no way to heaven but by me. That's what Jesus said. All the other false gods that were worshiped and preached and taught in the Bible, they had consequences. God punished his people for worshiping false gods. And Islam is worshiping a false god. According to the Christian faith, the Bible he just picked up. You can't say that? Because you're going to offend people? We can say praise be to Allah if we want to. All right, come on. I think that's it. Is that enough from Tucker Carlson? That dude is all these people, all y'all. Y'all see him. Y'all see all these people that's out here blaspheming against the Holy Bible. You talking about the way y'all talk about Israel. You blaspheming the Holy Bible. I'm going to move on from this because everybody get all mad when I talk about this, but what Bible are you reading? Salvation came, what? Jesus preached to what? The Jew first, and then the Gentile. Jesus was a Jew. Lived as a Jew, died as a Jew. Resurrected in the body of the Jew that you knew when he was walking on earth. Does it matter that he's a Jew in heaven? No, it doesn't, but he was a Jew. Paul, who wrote the majority of the New Testament, was a Jew. Following the Shabbat. What are y'all saying? Every apostle was a Jew. Everybody that wrote in the Bible except Luke, which we believe historically, Luke wrote Luke in the book of Acts. Everybody else were Jews. Salvation came through the commitment and dedication from the Jews, and God loved the Jews so much. Let me just say this real quick, just so y'all know. God loved Jews so much that he gave us salvation. Let me explain. If you read your Bible, God only gave us salvation to provoke Jews to jealousy so they'll come back to him. We didn't get salvation because God just so loved the Gentile. Read your Bible. It wasn't just the Gentiles. The salvation was offered to us to provoke Jews to jealousy so they'll come back to him. And God gave us salvation. And when the fullness of the Gentiles have come in, then he will save all of Israel together, the Jews. The whole book is about Jews. Jesus didn't even preach to nobody but Jews. That's our Lord and Savior, only preached to the Jews. Read your Bible, Tucker, and quit talking crazy. That dude got a hybrid. Tucker believe in a hybrid. A Quran and the Bible together. That's his hybrid belief. I find it interesting that he never talked anything about Muslims. He never said anything negative about Muslims. He never called out that Muslims are killing Christians today. Right now. They're killing Christians in Africa. Right now. Genocide. Tucker won't mention the genocide one time. He'll tell you all about Gaza. He won't talk about the Christians being slaughtered. Won't mention it one time. I ain't never heard it. Do I have to give another gift card? Somebody show me where Tucker is chastising Muslims and Islam for their killing and conquering of Christians, and all they do is conquest. Turkey, all these other places were Christian. Now they're Muslim. And they want to do the same thing in America, but Tucker won't talk about it. Shame on you. All right, let's get to some more news here. Before we get there, I'm going to tell you guys about Shenergy. If you're looking for an energy drink that's clean, no crash, no sugar, none of that crazy stuff, natural ingredients that give you sustainable energy throughout the entire day. And the key is you need to get good sleep. The most important thing you can ever do in your life is sleep. The best way to get sleep is to have a supplement that can help you get good quality sleep. It's not enough for you to just go to bed. A lot of y'all be 8 hours and got 1 hour REM sleep. You need to get good quality sleep while you're asleep. And Shenergy Night will provide that. Go to the link right here, or you can go to ShenergyLife.com, ShenergyLife.com. All right, let's get to my boy Offset getting shot in the booty cheeks. Why? I don't understand how you make so much money and still thugging. These dudes don't care about their life. Offset brother from the Migos got killed in a dice game. Millionaires killed in a dice game in Houston. And look at Offset. He got 3 kids. He probably got more than 3 kids. He got 3 kids with old girl. Getting shot in the booty cheek, fighting people. You grown, bro. Here, play the clip.
Atlanta rapper Offset is in the hospital this morning after being shot outside the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood. CBS News Miami's Morgan Viners, your reporter in Hollywood this morning at Memorial Regional Hospital where Offset is being treated. Still some big questions this morning, like what led up to the shooting. And so far, police have not identified the two people they have detained. We are working to learn their identities this morning. So let's get you right to the video that we do have that was posted overnight on Only in Dade, where you can see the rapper Offset walking around the casino just moments before he is shot in the valet area. Then you can see video where a man is lying on the ground while another is being pulled away by a police officer. The Seminole County Police.
Good Miami news. Good. Let's go to the hood. Let's go to the hood news. They'll tell you what really happened. Come on.
Y'all want the scoop? It's all on camera, bruh. Hey, man, this fool little TJ that shot this damn Offset in ass, bro. Offset was whooping little TJ at the goddamn Hard Rock, and then what turned around, bruh? Hey, he walked off and TJ pulled a whole move and doped him and shot him in the cheeks. That's why he's sitting in the back of the squad car right now. That's the breaking news.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's how Offset got shot in the booty cheeks. Let's go to another clip of Offset, because I just want y'all to see the perspective of this. Look at Offset in the casino, right? Roll the clip. No, the casino one where he got the watch. It was the one that was just on there. But that one. Let's play that one.
Flexing the watch? $1 million. That's what they cost.
Time out. That's all I want y'all to see. $1 million watch. You got $1 million watch on. And you out at a club. You got kids at home and everything. And you out there thugging. You don't even have to thug no more, bro. You got music. You play the music. People listen to your music. And you out here thugging and getting shot. And you got $1 million watch on. Bro, you don't have security? Maybe Offset need black line. Maybe Offset need black line. Black Offset. So you don't get shot in your booty cheeks. You can't do the Guardian Fund because you too rich. But you got shot in your booty cheek. When you should have had security with you if you're going to be flaunting and acting up. It's a poor investment to walk around without security doing that. All right, let's get to the suspect who allegedly shot him in the butt. Look how stupid the suspect sound. It's the other clip, I think. It's the right one? Roll it.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to tell y'all the stream, too. That broke. That pop. I'll tell y'all a true story. I ain't got nothing to do with that shit in the casino. He was pop. He was panicking. He was asking random people for cash apps. He was broke. I don't know what happened. Nobody was answering his phone call. He popped, trying to run up, chasing. Must got a gambling addiction. And the says, yo, he just popped. He calling for cash apps in front of me. I ain't gonna lie to you. The first 5 I offered, I'm like, yo, you pop. You waiting for some bread? Waiting for my money. I swung that 5. You know how I get. He gets popped. Not us two dicing.
I didn't hear nothing he said. Did y'all? I can't understand nothing he said. Public school has failed these people. No English. Hear what Offset said. Roll it.
Hello. Yeah, Northside baby, man. Y'all niggas can't get rid of me. I'm like cancer. You know what I mean?
Like cancer.
You can't get rid of the cancer, you know what I mean? I'm harder than all you. You talking about? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Here's the bigger issue. Here's what you need to know about this. You didn't see a white man in sight. And I have to say this every time because I'm sick of black folks lying to people and acting like the white man is taking us out. The white man problem. Racism in America. And then a multi-millionaire got shot in the butt by another black man for nothing. Just nothing. His brother died over nothing. Got murdered over nothing. And this is the stuff that the community does. This is these young guys. And we don't know. I don't know if which one came first, the egg or the chicken. I would argue that Offset isn't the reason. It's cyclical, meaning that he continues the plot. I don't think he's the reason why these young boys out here acting a fool. I think he's a product of the environment, and it just keeps going. Because young black brothers in the hood that he celebrate is doing stuff like this. Roll the clip.
Now they see like you be having like FaceTime calls with the y'all just be
Pop out. Yeah, come through. All that tough. You never called me back last look. Oh, he hung up. We don't do none of that.
Man, yeah, it don't look like a BB gun to me, man.
Oh, this Q50 goofy. He said he killed
All right.
A-Trey Mob.
Here you go. I'll sum it up for you. He talking about another group of people talking about they killing another guy. He got a gun with a switch on it, which is illegal. He run around with a legal gun on social media. Got in a shooting on social media, live. You wonder why they go, black men are over incarcerated. He put himself in jail. He got his face out there. He's talking to people about people killing people. Then he got a gun. Then he's shooting at people on camera. These fools are putting evidence on camera. The prosecution just had to play the video. All the evidence right in the video, Your Honor. That's his face. That's his name. That's his social media. That's his handle. He did an interview. He started shooting. We got 1,500 crimes on one interview. Let's get deeper. There's more. Look at this group of people. Roll it.
Oh, no female being a trench high, being a trench specialist, home marker.
We from 77 and Green, you know?
Oh, 23. Legs.
Block shit, man. 7 block shit, man. Y'all know how we coming. Block shit, man. How you coming
Stop the gas, I'm down the block, call us solid outside. Say it look like flame the house, we make sure run off thing on block. We smoking mook, we smoking dog. Long little drummer, you know what's up, I know I hop and get back up.
All right, enough of the degeneracy. This is stuff I be talking about. Now, this is not all black people, right? It's the underbelly. Now, I know for a fact I offer somebody, let me see, I offer another $100 gift card. If you can show me white people doing that. Y'all got little white people dancing and stuff, but you can't find white people in a neighborhood flashing illegal guns on camera with drums, all kind of illegal stuff. And I put that on everything that's in a city that got the strictest gun laws. Now, speaking of a city with the strictest gun laws, look at this fool. Y'all voted for him. Put him up on the screen. Mamdani. That's how you say his name. I don't know how y'all messed around and voted for this guy. What were y'all thinking in New York City? What a beautiful city it could be. Skyscrapers. You know, it used to be the city of dreams. People going in there, working hard, busting their butt, and y'all get a floozy in there. That's racist. How do you approach a city like New York and advocate that only black and brown people need relief and help, but the white people are totally fine? You don't care if they're poor. You don't care if they're struggling. You don't care if there's a housing crisis for white people, as if white people are all rich. But it's always this racial stuff, black and brown bodies. Behind him, you see no white people. Why? That's not a representation of the city of New York. Roll the clip.
True cost of living measure confirms what New Yorkers have long known to be true. Too many people cannot afford the city that they love. New York City is home to skyscrapers, $1 million listings, $9 lattes, and yet more than 3 in 5 New Yorkers, 62%, cannot keep up with the cost of living in this city. Despite the incredible wealth of our city, our poverty rate is double that of the national average, and it is getting worse year over year.
Time out. Listen to what he said. This is one of the highest taxed cities in the entire union. And 60% of people can't keep up. Maybe if you didn't tax the living daylights out of people, they probably have a little bit more relief. You'll never see these people say, we're going to cut taxes. They never want to cut taxes. They never want to cut government spending. They never want to take accountability for what the government is doing as a part of the economic disaster. They want to blame racism and everything else, and they want to keep taxing and taxing and taxing and taxing. Not one time did he say, for the people, 60% of people who are struggling, we're going to eliminate taxes from the 60% of people who can't live in this city anymore. They're not going to do that. They are the reason why people can't get ahead. Because when inflation go up, the taxes go up. They still taxing you and stuff costs more. What? Don't y'all see this? Let him finish.
And while today's true cost of living measure confirms that the affordability crisis touches every corner of our city, We know that these effects are not applied evenly. So often, it is black and brown New Yorkers who are hit the hardest. This preliminary racial equity plan is the first step in developing a whole of government approach to tackling that reality. It is a plan that lays out these first steps to solve decades of neglect and discrimination, and it places the work of 45 city agencies within a singular framework. Too often, the story of black and brown New Yorkers is one of being forced to stretch that same dollar that little bit further.
Because of the government.
Every year, as wages stagnate, as well as an exodus and exclusion continues to take place.
Keep doing
When
taxes.
I say exodus, I refer to the fact that from 2000 to 2020, more than 200,000 black New Yorkers were pushed out of this city because they could not afford life in the most expensive city in the United States of America.
Taxes.
Because rent was too high, childcare was too expensive, and groceries cost too much.
Taxes.
Now, I ran for mayor on an affordability agenda because we know that we cannot solve this crisis without reckoning with the fact that the neighborhoods hit hardest by rent and the rising nature of it, by childcare costs and the suffocating manner of it, are the same ones that have been hit for years by institutional neglect and racism. In that way, New York City's affordability crisis and its history of racial inequity are bound together.
Taxes. They just keep taxing you. You know what's funny is that I don't know how y'all fall for this as adults. These people keep selling you a nightmare. Every year it's about racism. We're going to fix it. Racism, the inequities of this city and through the government. But the government is going to fix it. The government caused it, and now the new government is going to fix it. And we're going to keep promising you that racism is the thing. That's the boogeyman that nobody can ever defeat. Racism. You can't find it, you can't identify it, and they keep playing you with it. Every year it's about racism, about inequity, about all this other stuff. Well, what's going to change when y'all doing the same government structure? Y'all just going to take more tax money to then put people back in positions where you can take more tax money to put them back in positions and then blame racism and then keep putting them in bad positions and just keep the cycle going. And y'all voted for that same stuff. Like, New Yorkers, why won't you vote for somebody that lower taxes? They don't want to lower taxes. They claim they're going to raise taxes on wealthy people who are never going to pay it. Therefore, the middle class people end up paying all the taxes through inflation. It's what happens. When you have a person who owns a company, big organizations, and you tax the living daylights out of them, they got to raise the product prices. When you want to start a new building and they got all these regulations and all these fees and all this stuff, everything else has to raise in price. So the price of me doing work for you in that city costs more than doing it in Texas. And it's not because the work is different. It's because the taxes are different. They can't afford, the cost of living, everything is going up. Taxes. It's crazy to me. But anyway, I want to tell y'all about Verdict. Enjoy a good, clean, nice bourbon that's smooth, that got a good heat on it, but not too much. You can put it in an old fashioned. Matter of fact, you take Not Guilty, you can make it your own drink. Just put some chocolate bitters in it. You have yourself an old fashioned. Best bourbon on the market. Go look at the reviews. Go look at the reviews. Go look at the restaurants that we're in. I'm just saying, I don't have to sell it to you. If you like bourbon, go ahead and get it. You get two, you get free shipping. VerdictBourbon.com, VerdictBourbon.com, VerdictBourbon.com. Hey, y'all, I got to talk about this next topic. This is one of those things where when you on the internet, death scrolling, and you run across something crazy, this is what it is. You know, we talk about the war in Iran and all the violence that's going over there. And of course, I love that we whooping their socks off. We all know we don't want to be in a never-ending war. But one thing that I don't realize, or at least I didn't consider, was the residual effect of war, period. Whether it's in Ukraine, whether it's in Iran, whether it's in, you name it. I didn't really consider that when we drop bombs over there and we blow them to smithereens, that some of that stuff residually comes back to the United States of America. Every war that we fight around the world, it comes back to the United States of America. And it has a negative effect. But here's a video that I saw. We always hear about those drones and fiber optic cables. I thought it was a one-line fiber optic, meaning that the drone go here, and it's a cord that's with it, and then when the drone is over, they cut the cord. Look at this video of fiber optics left behind after a drone literally flew. It looked like 1,000 miles over an entire city. Look at this.
Why is this town covered in spider webs? And yes, this is real. The answer is those are not spider webs. That is fiber optic cable. And that is what warfare looks like in 2026. Those videos were posted from the front lines in Ukraine. We've now hit the 4-year anniversary of the Russian invasion, and right now the war is mostly being fought with these, just hobbyist drones. And to prevent the drones from being jammed, they trail behind them mile after mile of fiber optic cable. And now the landscape is absolutely covered in thousands of miles of this cable. Ukraine says something like 80% of casualties are the result of these drones. You can almost miss it in this clip, but if you look closely, you can see the light glinting off of the layer of fiber optic cable that lays over this field. I mentioned before in a video that birds have started building nests out of this cable and presumably will be doing so for centuries.
Now, if you don't find that to be absolutely crazy, I don't know what to tell you. You got to think that stuff is not biodegradable. But I had to bring an expert on and talk about this stuff because we need to dive into it. So here to explain it, to unpack it with me, is the founder of Brightcore, which is Kim Bright. Kim, welcome back to the show. Let's talk about it.
Hey, Brandon, thanks for having me back. Yeah, isn't that crazy? I mean, those same drones are the ones being used in the war in Iran. And those fiber optic cables are primarily glass, but then they're coated and bundled with plastics and resins and protective polymers. And then over time, these plastic jackets and coatings are going to degrade due to the UV exposure and the heat and the friction and the chemical weathering that's going to occur. And then what happens is breakdown contributes heavy metals, microplastics, nanoplastics into our soil, our waterways, and our air. But the toxic aftermath of these war zones are going way beyond the fiber optic cables left behind by these drones. I mean, there are all these different ways that warfare actually contribute to toxic pollution.
Yeah, and we got this news article from Los Angeles Times, and this is a pretty interesting look at, kind of what this stuff looks like in war and how the debris is just, those clouds don't just dissipate. They have to go somewhere.
Oh no, every time a missile goes up, Brandon, or a bomb's exploding, those microplastic particles are going to be released in the upper atmosphere, and then they spread globally, making their way into the air we're breathing, the food we're eating, as you said. No matter where anybody lives these days, these microplastics are going to have a significant impact on your health. And these microplastics, they're the tiny plastic particles that form when larger plastic items are going to break down through sunlight, heat, friction, and then they're found everywhere. They've in the oceans, in the rivers, in the soil, in the food, the drinking water, and the air, because these particles are so small. They easily move through the whole food chain and can enter our bloodstream and our organs. And then these are absorbed, we ingest them, we inhale them into our human bodies through the skin, our gastrointestinal system, and our lungs.
We got a clip, Joe Rogan, I think he talks about this on one of the clips we got. I want to play that clip.
It's like 90+% of people have phthalates in their system. You're getting it. If you're microwaving food, you eat processed food, you're getting it. You're getting a certain amount of microplastics in your diet. It's as high as a credit card of microplastic you consume a week.
That little clip, I know it's short, but it's crazy. I feel like I have tons of that, all that microwave stuff that I be doing, but that's interesting that Joe Rogan said that.
It's crazy because microplastics are now found in, get this, 94% of our drinking water in the United States. 94%, Brandon. And 88% of our meat, our seafood, and other protein sources, including things like tofu. It's incredible. Humans are ingesting now 6 times more microplastics than we did in 1990. We're inhaling these microplastics with every breath we're taking in, and the average American inhales 68,000 microplastic particles every single day.
I wonder do people know how bad this is? I mean, even a person like me that try to be health conscious, I'm like, it's insane how prevalent this is. We got another clip that we want to play about the microplastics. Go ahead, roll the clip.
One recent study showed the level of microplastics in the frontal cortex of our brains increased by about 50% between 2016 and 2024.
You cannot take the current exposure levels to plastic and say, let's double them in the human race and just see what happens. I mean, that's just idiotic.
The problem is that plastic never fully decomposes. It just breaks down into smaller and smaller pieces. When it becomes smaller than 5 millimeters, that's about the width of a pencil eraser, it's called a microplastic. But then a subset called nanoplastics can get much, much smaller. So small that they can't even be seen with the human eye.
There has been increasing chronic disease. We know that some of that is from many of these chemicals that are used in plastics.
I'm perplexed that we've gotten to this point, to be quite honest.
It's been going on for a long time, and of course, you know, nobody's covering it, and people don't know. They're not aware, and it's raising incidence, Brandon, of early onset dementia, Alzheimer's, and even mental health issues. There's a new study out that showed microplastics were found in 9 out of 10 prostate cancer tissue samples. 9 out of 10. And that's because these microplastics are causing inflammation, oxidative stress. They are actually altering our DNA, and all which dramatically increase our risk of developing cancer and other chronic diseases. And did you know this? Do you have any awareness that people with microplastic plaque in their veins and arteries are 4.5 times more likely now to die from heart attack or stroke? And on top of that, microplastics have been shown to impact our thyroid, our hormones, our obesity, metabolism, energy levels, even our muscle mass and bone density. These things are affecting.
And it's crazy that even though we know, even though we were made aware of this, and I think that our government knows for sure, it's like we see the negative fallout and all that, but we still keep producing the product. We won't stop. That's the thing. I look at this and I say, look at the harmful effects, but we won't stop doing it. And I think we got another clip on this. Let's play the clip. I just don't understand. Is it the money? Is it convenience? I don't understand why we just won't, mitigate some of this stuff for the society or the next generation. But we got a clip. Roll the clip of the microplastics.
ExxonMobil and Shell made over $110 billion in combined revenue from their chemical businesses in 2024.
That's why.
Plastics is the growth area. They know how to do it. They already have access to the gas that you need to make plastics. They're not constrained at all by what happens to people. They don't care about that. They just see this as, okay, what do my shareholders need? How am I going to make a ton of money?
I think that the oil and gas majors all see a major opportunity. They've been investing very heavily, billions of dollars, into building plastic producing facilities. So when they're losing some of their profit center or expect to be losing some of their core profit centers, this is a place where they might be able to make up some of that lost profit.
Don't you think, Brandon, if they're going to make a lot of money and it's the bottom line and they're going to make more plastics, shouldn't they be responsible for cleaning them up? I do. I mean, because here we are, we're competing as humans with a profit-driven industry. And so if we try and avoid plastic bottles and containers and synthetic materials like polyester in our clothing, or we cut down on packaged foods or processed foods, well, these are all important steps, but limiting our use of plastics, not enough. I mean, we have to take active steps to remove these toxins from our bodies before they do irreversible damage. And I found this brand new study that just came out that shows how kimchi can actually eliminate and extract microplastics from our bodies. Now, researchers isolated a specific strain of lactic acid bacteria, also known as LAB, and administered this bacteria to a test group. And when compared with the control group, That group didn't receive lactic acid bacteria strain. When they compared it, they found twice as many microplastics excreted in the feces. This isn't great news. And essentially what that means is that this lab strain that's unique to kimchi was extremely effective in removing plastics in vivo. And this is just the most recent study showing kimchi's powerful ability to rid the body of harmful microplastics. But there's another strain that they found in kimchi called Bacillus pumilus, and that's been shown to degrade BPA. That's the most toxic chemical in plastic. And the reason that kimchi is so effective is because of the direct impact it has on our gut microbiome. So keeping our gut microbiome healthy, having that perfect balance of good and bad bacteria, that's what determines the health of our entire body. And the diversity of bacteria in our gut is what helps us eliminate toxins like heavy metals, plastics, and other harmful chemicals. And it's also the reason why kimchi helps crowd out harmful microbes in our gut, eliminating funguses like candida, killing nasty parasites, and defending against dangerous viruses.
Yeah, that sounds very nasty. The name of those just thinking of these nasty little parasites. But anyway, can you explain for my audience again, like how or why the gut microbiome is so important?
Well, it's so important because it plays a central role in nearly every system of our bodies. It acts kind of like a command center for our overall health. And the trillions of microbes that are in our gut, they help regulate our digestion, our nutrient absorption, our immune function, our metabolism, and even our brain chemistry through the gut-brain axis. And that's the highway that connects the gut to our brain. And so when you have a balanced microbiome, this is going to support energy levels, mood, skin health, and weight management, while imbalances are going to be linked to issues ranging from inflammation, weakened immunity, hormonal disruptions, and cognitive decline. And in many ways, the health of the gut, it really does set the foundation for the health of our entire body. And kimchi, this centuries-old food, contains over 900 strains of beneficial bacteria that help keep our gut in balance, which is why you see so many studies about the health benefits of kimchi and not about other fermented foods.
Yeah, we got a clip here or a graphic. Let's put that graphic up on the screen. Kimchi diet reduces fat or body fat by 31.8%. You know, I think, Kim, this is one of those things I think people aren't really realizing either. You know how they have these GLP-1s and all this stuff and everybody want to lose weight. I think a lot of times people are not realizing that a lot of this has to do with gut, and gut issues cause inflammation, and inflammation makes it almost impossible for you to lose weight the way people want to. And I think that's a pretty interesting thing that I've noticed so far.
When your gut is out of balance, your body can't communicate right, and you're going to get heavier, and you're not going to be able to think well, and all the things are affected, heart, everything. So you've got to keep that gut in balance. But let me the titles, because we'd be here all day if I read them all. There's so many, but there's a study that shows eating kimchi every day for 12 weeks does far more than improve gut health. It actually trains your immune system to fight smarter. Then cancer preventative potential of kimchi lactic acid bacteria. Bioactive compounds in kimchi improve the cognitive and memory functions impaired by amyloid beta. Brandon, that's a key marker of Alzheimer's disease. Wow. And then kimchi linked to enhanced immune function, improved gut health, and better metabolic markers like blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure. As you said, kimchi diet reduces body fat by 31.8% in a preclinical study. And then we've got anti-aging effects and mechanisms of kimchi where it actually slows down the aging of human cells.
Wow, this is like a God nutrient. It's almost like it's one of those things where like God created it, we need to be utilizing it because it makes things better.
Yeah, and guess what? Kimchi doesn't have a black box on it, or, all the things that are going to happen to you if you take these other drugs, GLPs, or, any of those things. This is food God gave us, naturally fermented food. And the key to getting all these benefits from kimchi is daily consumption. Every research paper I read, they're they're taking it every day. So that's why we created Kimchi One. And whether you like the taste of kimchi or not, I happen to love it, but it's not something that's easy to eat every day for everybody. But now it is, because we've made these convenient capsules that people can take every single day. We use a cold cold process drying method, Brandon, to retain all of its fiber, the nutrition of the actual fermented kimchi. And it's low in sodium, unlike store-bought, 100% made in the USA, and it's all natural and non-GMO. And, we have so many people calling us or writing us letters that say they are experiencing so much success with this product, with Kimchi One. People that had tried so many other things, they had digestion that was just so bad, now is better. Regularity, totally great. People who had problems with their immune system and they used to get sick all the time, they're not getting sick anymore. And people with diabetes, so many have diabetes, they couldn't control their blood sugar levels. Now their blood sugar levels are evening out. And people with high blood pressure and cholesterol problems, amazing stories from that.
I love that. I'm glad you mentioned that. Diabetes is a big one, especially people in my community, people that I grew up, people in my family. I mean, have these, these comorbidity type ailments, and if they had a better gut with kimchi, they're better for them. So that's
Oh,
great.
yes.
But we got something for
Definitely.
my audience, right? I think we got something for them. Is
Well,
that
I'd love for them to get healthier. Yes. So we're going to give you, if you go if you click the link below and use code Tatum,
we
you'll
got
get
it right there.
25% off. Or if you call in to 888-751-4429, you'll get up to 50% off plus free shipping. And the first 100 callers are going to get a free bottle of vitamin D3 plus K2 with their order. And I just want you to know we also donate a portion of the proceeds to the Wounded Warrior Project.
Wow.
So we can show our support for the troops who fight for our freedom. We really want to show our appreciation for all the sacrifices they're making. And just remember, you only get the best discounts in that free bottle of vitamin D3 plus K2 when you call 888-751-4429.
Kim, thank you so much for coming on. We always love to have you, and thank you for giving, such a generous discount for my audience. And I encourage everybody, if you see it, make sure you go in there, give it a try. I use it. It works great for me. But Kim, thank you so much, and God bless you.
Brendan, thank you for having me on again, and God bless you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Kim Bright, the founder of Brightcore. You guys have to go and give it a try. I'm telling you, I wish I have a picture of it for you guys. Like literally in my closet, we have a like a bench there with the drawers in it, and on top of the drawers, Kimchi One. I take turns taking it with my wife. She gets some, I get some. We take it right before we go to bed. So it's a product that works. It works really well, and take advantage of that discount.